Hi, everyone. Welcome to ElCo Chats. My name is Julieta. ElCo Chats is a regular podcast where we feature El Camino College alumni, students, staff, faculty, and managers. For today's episode, I have the opportunity to chat with Katie Sundara, an Associate Dean of Industry and Technology here at El Camino College. Welcome, Katie.
Thanks for having me, Julieta.
Thank you for being here. I'm very excited about what we're going to talk about today because it's something that a lot of our students are very curious about, but there's just so much, and I'm happy that we get to break it down. So at El Camino College, we have our academic area, which is split up into various divisions, and you get to oversee the industry and technology division. So tell me a little bit more about the industry and technology division. And what are all of the different careers and majors under industry and technology?
I always like to describe industry and technology is where students can come in and really have that academic and hands-on learning happen at the same time. Because a lot of our programs that we have about 15 different programs. But in each of our programs, we have that theory component, and then we have that lab component where the students can really bring in the academic portion of studying in the books and things like that, and then they can apply it to the lab portion of their class, which I think is really what our students like. They like to take that, work with their hands to build things, to conceptualize things in a different way. So I think that's really the beauty of industry and technology. I mentioned that we have 15 programs, and in all of those programs that we have, you can earn certificates or an AA or an AS degree. So we have different pathways for you.
Thank you. Out of those 15 programs, and I know it's a lot to list, so we're not going to do that. But
we're a big program. We're small, but mighty.
Big division. Out of those 15 programs, what are the 3 most popular programs in the area, and why do you think they're so popular?
Out of the 15, I would say our popular ones are automotive, welding, and cosmetology and esthetician. I say that because in automotive and welding, students can come out with a certificate and make more than the minimum wage or what the living wage is. And they don't necessarily need to complete the path, an AA or an AS degree, but they can definitely come back. We encourage them to continue and complete those degrees. But with a handful of classes and some certificates under their belt, they're prepared to work in the industry already, making some really good money, right? Those welding and automotive are our most impacted classes, meaning they're the highest our two highest program with the highest enrollment. So it's been really impactful for them that way. In cosmetology, esthetician is another impacted or popular class because it provides the students a pathway to creating their own business. They really get that entrepreneurial spirit with that creativity there. Because a lot of our students, they go out and they don't necessarily go work for someone, but they rent a chair at a salon, or they, can work from their home while they raise a family and things like that. So it gives them a lot of different pathways to working in the cosmetology esthetician industry, yet flexible to meet their needs, because we all have different personal needs and demands, and it allows them that flexibility. But yeah, I think those would be the most popular programs to highlight.
And those 3 programs that you mentioned, automotive, and I'm going not off of my questions, just so you know.
Yeah.
For automotive, welding, and cosmetology, how diverse are these programs? And what will I see if I enroll in any of these classes?
Wow. Well, first off, you'll see that we don't just offer the classes, but we offer industry certification too. Mm-hmm. Our automotive program, we use the ASE certification curriculum program. And that's a national standard where, if you take our classes, you're going to be prepared to take the certification, and you can come out with that certification and make more than someone who doesn't have that certificate. Mm-hmm. For our welding program, we are actually a testing site for the Los Angeles Department of Labor to do a D1.1 testing. And when you have that certification, you're going to be doing well once you enter that field for LA County and stuff like that. So we have a lot of the diversity of the program just offers a lot of flexibility and learning for our students, like what you can get now and then what they get to see what they can have once they exit our program too. So, yeah.
Thank you. And you kind of alluded to this already, but do you know if we offer at El Camino any programs where a student may start off wanting to earn a certificate, but then continues on to earn a 2-year degree or transfer? And you mentioned the AA, which is Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degree. So what are some of those programs in industry and technology where you can start off earning the certificate and maybe you come back, get the degree, and maybe you come back or stay again and transfer?
So our architecture program, we actually, students come in, they want to design and build something, and they think they're just going to get a certificate. But once they're in the program, they see that the pathway that our faculty have created in the partnerships with other university encourages and motivates them to, hey, maybe I don't stop at the certificate. Maybe I'll go and transfer to Cal Poly Pomona or San Luis Obispo. So that is one of the programs that we've really seen a lot of students come in thinking they're going to get certificates. But because our faculty have built such a seamless pathways to other four-year institutions for them to transfer to, they end up in these really competitive programs, doing so well. And what they take from us, their portfolio in architecture, they use that to interview to get into the four-year institutions, and our students are competing and winning against students from, USC and, like top name four-year institutions and stuff like that. So we're like, that is one program I can really say that our students come in thinking they're going to get a certificate, but they end up moving on to a four-year or, institution or even getting their master's and stuff like that. And that's another program where we've also seen a lot of what I like to call resumer students who may have been separated from, their education and been working in the industry for a while and realize, oh, maybe I want to come back and learn something because I've developed during my job journey or my employment journey. I've decided I'm really good at designing and I want to do architecture. So we've seen a lot of resumer students in that program too. Same as cosmetology. And I really think that's the beauty. That's another beauty of industry and technology is that we get to see so many different types of students. We get to see the ones who are just graduated from high school. We get to see the ones who have taken some time off and work and they come back and then they come back and realize they've found their niche in life, and stuff like that. So our programs are really, we see a diversity of age, race, and everything like that. So it's really cool. And we get to see high school students too, because one of our popular dual enrollment classes is automotive. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you mentioned a little bit about the resumer students, but the pandemic has definitely affected the people who are taking classes here and the reasons for why they're enrolling in classes. What if I'm an individual, the pandemic affected my job, and, I really don't have time to be in college for so long. So if I'm looking for a certificate, specifically in industry and technology, about how much time am I spending earning the certificate? And I know it varies by degree or by major.
It does vary by degree and major. We have short-term certificates, which could be 2 to 3 classes, right? So we have some of that in our construction program and our automotive program as well. But because those are short term, they're not necessarily going to be able to get the higher paying jobs, but they can take it and go get a job and then come back and stack up along with those 3 certificates, those lower certificates. So we created a pathway where they can come in, stop, take some more, stop out again, come back in. But with all the encouragement of, get the AA or AST degree with us.
And those 2 to 3 classes for that certificate, is that in one semester?
It depends. Well, we try to map it out for them to finish in one to 2 semesters for them. It also depends on the class in terms of, I don't know. Our instructors are so small and far between that, we have to make sure we have the qualified people to get to really teach the class. And sometimes we have a hard time because they make so much money in the industry. Trying to get them to come in and teach is a little hard sometimes. But I think but we try to do it. We try to offer that. And, also the thing about us is if a student has that skill, that work skill already, they can do credit by exam with us too. A lot, in your position, what credit by exam is, right? So, but a lot of our classes or a lot of our programs, I would say out of the 15, we have about 6 programs that offer multiple classes that you can take for credit by exam. So that's another way for our students can kind of get out even faster. Like I'll take Fashion 20 is merchandising, visual merchandising, right? If a student has worked in the industry, they already know how to dress a mannequin, how to dress the floor and things like that. We'll, come in, work with the instructor, and let's see if we can get you that credit for that class already. So you don't have to spend that extra time in with us, because as much as we want you to be here, we also want you to get out and get a job, because that's your goal, right? We want to help you fulfill your personal and professional goals. So
thank you for mentioning that. That's definitely a tool or a resource that's available for students who, again, I'm saying I don't have the time. So how can I, get what I need and move on and get a job? You brought up the construction technology program, and I love to talk about that program just because every day I try to get out on a walk around campus. And so one of my favorite spaces to walk is around the construction technology area. So I get to see what's the progress on the latest house that they're building. And I know that this program was especially played a role as there was a lot of construction happening right down the street with the SoFi Stadium, for example. So construction tech definitely holds a special place in my heart.
You should take a class then.
I always said if I had a different type of job and if I enjoyed manual labor, it'd be construction, because you build a house and at the end of the day, you see the work that you did.
Yeah.
So I love walking by and seeing what's currently in progress. Aside from construction technology, what are some other hidden gems in your area that maybe students might consider to enroll in or learn about? Or
man, that's a hard one, because all our programs are hidden gems, I feel
They
like,
really are.
because when you think about college, you don't necessarily think about programs like ours, right? But if you've taken a walk to our Center for Applied Technology building over there, along with automotive and welding, we have a auto collision program, which is a beautiful program. And the instructor's Patty Fairchild, and the things that she teaches in there is amazing. The work of the students is amazing. We also have the HVAC program in there as well, which is heating and air conditioning. But yeah, I don't know. But that's a really hard question, Julieta. I can't say what's a gem. I love all my programs. They do such great work for students, and our faculty are really student-centered. They're always advocating for their students, whether we create, schedule, classes a little bit differently, provide programs and resources for them and stuff like that. So I don't think I can answer that question for
I know.
you.
And I think I like what you just said earlier too about, when you think of college, sometimes you don't think about these programs. Yet these are some of the programs that, one, you can get in and get the certificate or get the degree, get out, go get a job. And, you see the benefits of enrolling in these programs. And it's not an academic setting per se, but it is an academic setting, and it comes along with that hands-on experience. I would say another hidden gem that I do like to follow is the woodworking.
Oh, Jack's class, yes.
So tell me a little bit about that one.
Oh my God. You want to learn how to make a cabinet? You want to learn how to do things? That's Jack's class right off the bat. He's actually, some of his student work has been put in their National Carpentry magazine and stuff like that. And we actually have that in the high school program to do enrollment program. And so the woodworking construction class. But Jack's class, you could actually, once a year, he puts out in the library woodworking from his students and things like that. So I think you want to learn how to put cabinets in, you want to learn how to really make a Harry Potter one, Jack's class is the one that you want to take, right? You mentioned about the classes and how it's not, it gives an opportunity for different students to come in. I also see it as like an opportunity for generations to work together too, because we've had a parent and child in a class together, and it gives them that opportunity to really kind of see the success of a family and not as an individual. I think that, again, that's probably a hidden gem of our industry and technology, is that because parents don't necessarily see themselves back in college, but if you put them in a class that teach like an automotive or construction that their kid is learning and joyful about, they see themselves as, oh, maybe I can do that, because it's not the traditional academic, like in terms of like, I got to study every week, I got to take a test and things like that. Yeah, we do that, but we also give them the experience to learn with their hands. And sometimes parents are, better CTE students too. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I really like that great point that you mentioned. It's a generational impact that you're creating here. So aside from access to learning about great careers and the hands-on work that students do, what are some of the extras and some of that support that's available for students who do enroll in industry and technology type of courses?
Well, one of the pluses is that we have dedicated counselors who could really help guide a student and help them create that educational plan with the student from the beginning to the end. We have our counselors go into the classrooms and really talk to the students so they understand that you get a couple more classes, you can actually get that degree. Mm-hmm. So we have that resources for them. We also have the resources of bringing current industry practitioners into the classroom. I mentioned our architecture, our part of the architecture's final capstone projects for the classes. They'll have industry people come in and do a critique like we do. We close off the first floor of our iTech building and have the architecture students pin their work up, have industry come in and give them that critique to see what is working, what's not working for them, and really so that they have the skill set to really go out there and compete and be successful in getting into a 4-year program or just in the workplace too. Our cosmetology esthetician folks, they go out to the industry, to Dermalogica, to the conferences and things like that. So one of the great things that we have is we have the ability to expose our students to what they're going to see once they leave us, but bring that in here too, into their comfort zone, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Now, we didn't list all of the programs, but I know we hit on a number of them, and you kind of mentioned fashion. Mm-hmm. And, in my area, we work with prospective students and we get to talk about, the college and what we have available, but we also get to share fun facts. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a fashion designer who came out of El Camino College, out of the fashion program.
Who?
Walter Mendez. So he has his own brand, the Walter Collection. And so
nice.
He's designed for Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, all kinds of celebrities.
Bae herself.
So all of these programs are hidden gems, like you mentioned. And who knows, maybe one of the students in one of these classes is that future faculty who's going to come back and teach the next student on, all of these different subjects.
That'd be great. Mm-hmm.
Heating, ventilation, I feel like that's another one that if I had another career, definitely something that I could want to learn and then have my own business, because we need air conditioning around here, right?
You do.
So finally, just some advice that you have for people who are thinking about applying to El Camino. And I think I'm going to take it to like a next level, not just thinking about applying to El Camino, but what advice do you have for that person who doesn't see themselves as a college student or, doesn't realize that college includes careers in industry and technology? What kind of advice do you have for the student?
Come see us. Come take a tour. I'll give you a personal tour myself. I love walking the construction area just like you, Come check out what we have so that you might find something that speaks to you and your love of what to do, and your career path. My advice is really to explore and come see for yourself, because I can tell you all these hidden gems, but I'm really not going to be able to make that impact if I would make a better impact if I was able to tour you and show you everything that we have. Because if I took Julieta to our automotive program and you saw all our bays, our smog machine or our smog testing equipment, and the engines and things like that, I think you would be more prone to taking that class versus let me tell you, Julieta, that we have an automotive program. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's really what I would say in thinking about what I would say to do if you want to come to El Camino. Just come take a tour with us, and let us show you what we have and really let us show you how you fit here with us.
I like that. And I hope people know we do offer campus tours, specifically with outreach and school relations. And so if they let us know, hey, I want to learn a little bit more about this program or that program, construction technology, we'll walk you over And I know faculty in your area are always very welcoming and are able to allow us to observe some of what's going on. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And you come by the division office. I'm happy to give you a tour of some of the classes in the iTech building. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Katie learned lots about industry and technology. Now I want to go and take a class and learn a new skill. I think all of these skills that you teach in your program definitely going to lead to some sort of career. So thank you so much for coming in and telling us about industry and technology.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to shine some of our programs.
Absolutely.